Greetings, Twilight Struggle fans, and welcome to the ITSL playoffs here on Action Round Zero. I'm Justin Abramson. Max DuBoff joins me in his ARZ debut and is coming right up. And today, from the Tenerife Conference, we've got a third round contest between Firat Güncü of Turkey and our very own executive producer, Sweden's Anton Skott. Anton got here by defeating Eduardo Sands in the second round after a first round bye, while Firat won his division at 15-5 to earn a double bye. Winner of this one moves to the conference quarterfinals. So, wherever you are in the world, and whatever time it is for you, we're glad you're here with us for Twilight Struggle's Big Dance on Twilight Struggle's biggest stage. Now let's bring in Max DuBoff. Max, we're so glad you could join us here in your ARZ debut. We will be watching from Anton's side today. He is the USSR for Game 1. Talk me through this opening hand. What do you think of it, and what do you think he'll try to accomplish on turn 1?
Yeah, great. Thanks so much, Justin. I'm thrilled to be here. Yeah, so this is a bit of an awkward hand for Anton here, of course, with Asia, but not that likely to be able to score the Dom. Maybe if there's a good coup in Iran. So probably seeing an Iran coup, but probably not a good headline besides Capture Nazi Scientist here. So probably not a ton he can accomplish, but should hopefully not go too poorly. Would definitely be a lot better with some access. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
what do you think of it?
I think I agree with you on the CNS headline. And then, yeah, Korean War is a little bit of an issue in this hand because you want to take South Korea before you play the war for ops. Okay, a Middle East headline from Firat.
Yeah.
Means he'll pick up 4 VPs. And then I usually still like the Iran coup. But,
Yeah, I think so. Maybe slightly risk setting time is okay. So now I should probably just drop Asia when he can, since there really doesn't seem to be much chance of domination here.
Yeah, I think I agree. I'd probably want to get rid of Asia first. Usually there might be a rush to space here, but because we got Captured Nazi off in the headline, there's no rush there. We'll see if Firat wants to go Jordan. No, goes to Malaysia, worried about the duck coup. Anton doesn't have duck. Okay. Anton, I was thinking you could just dump it here, dump South Korea, but Anton seems to want to get it.
Yeah, no, I think I would probably dump Asia, but it also doesn't seem like Firat will go into Thailand immediately. Oh, but he's fighting for South Korea. Oh, and that's just brutal.
Wow.
Firat here.
Boy, that's a risky play there from Firat, and Anton tries the war and it pays off. Wow. So huge moment in this game early. Anton, however, still very unlikely to get this Dom, but he does pick up an extra VP.
Yeah, so really nice to have South Korea for the future, even though it's not going to be a huge victory point swing right now.
Yeah. So
now Firat, we just need to drop the scoring with DEFCON down. Sorry.
Yes, certainly. Because Firat's about to take Thailand. So Firat had to spend 4 ops in South Korea that got him nothing. A valuable 4 early war ops. Anton picks up 2 VPs for the war. Picks up another VP for having South Korea when he scores Asia. So that's nice for him. But the problem that you stated is still there. Anton is without access. Needs to get presence here in the Middle East. Maybe wants a West Germany poke. How would you handle these
Middle
next
East
2
scoring's
ARs?
already out. So yeah, Middle East scoring's already out.
Yep.
So it's not too much of a rush there. I mean, I feel like a West Germany poke could be nice here. Maybe even with US-Japan. Not as big a deal to give the scoring at this point, but really to threaten France would be nice.
Yep. Yeah, and of course you're right. Middle East was scored, and so the Middle East presence thing is not important. But I like the West Germany poke.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be rushing to lower DEFCON as Firat here, but certainly makes sense that he wants to get into Thailand more easily.
Yeah, and Firat loses the war here. So, again, as you said, Middle East is scored, but now Anton has access to Egypt and can get into Libya without the aid of Nasser. So could matter for Middle East long term. So Anton picks up a quick 4 VPs on wars here, and another 2 with Asia scoring. Another 2 with space. Yeah,
so even with the early Middle East scoring, you don't generally then see 4 USSR without a Dom at the end of the turn. So it's good, but it's still, especially with US getting France here, not a great turn 1 for Anton, I think.
Yeah. So this is we haven't seen Truman yet, so I don't think we can get into a big ops war in France. I'm sure Anton wanted to see
Yeah.
De Gaulle. He does not see it. Decides to go Suez instead of
Mm.
Purge. Huh.
Worried about
Okay.
the
Wow, and it works out great
wow,
for
it
him.
worked out. Wow. Oh man. Wow, that was risky to headline Europe. Um, Maybe Farad doesn't have Truman, and he was worried about Anton controlling it. Hmm.
Oh boy, I'm a little surprised there. That tells me Firat has both De Gaulle and Assad Govs in his hand, and felt like, or maybe he was
Yeah.
really worried about De Gaulle or a Purge blockade. Maybe he was betting on Purge and saying, you know what, if he's going to Purge and blockade me, at least I get Europe Dom off. But wow,
Yeah.
Firat has taken some risks here, and they've all backfired on him.
Yeah, and now nice for Anton to get into Panama here. That'll
And
be
a
good for
mid-turn
later.
purge, an AR2 purge after the coup. So Anton rolls high on Panama, and now he does the mid-turn purge, trying to get blockade off. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. We've seen NATO, we've seen U.S., Japan,
Mhm.
we've seen NTB.
Yep,
There's
yep,
purge, and we have Marshall. So we
yep.
know that Firat does not have a 4-op. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds right to me, unless I'm missing something. Yeah.
So Anton does purge blockade. The only way Firat could have saved himself there
Yeah.
is with a mid-turn containment.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm.
And this is a good play
Yeah. Now
from
the question is, do you
Firat.
play Marshall?
Yeah, you can give you so you could give
Yeah.
Marshall here. The issue
Hmm.
that I have is that we haven't seen Truman. I was wondering if we might see a UN of Marshall
Yeah.
jamming West Germany first before the blockade,
Hmm.
because
Yeah,
we have
that
to
can
be
make a
worried
lot
about
of
Truman.
sense. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it's a tough situation for Farad here, whether he has Truman or not. Yeah, that's good with UN to take France here, and yeah, I wonder if we'll see some overprotection here in the last AR. Maybe go into Algeria seems good for Anton.
Yep, Algeria definitely
Libya could also
matters.
be nice,
Taking Middle East
because the
Dom.
scoring is coming back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
taking Middle
yeah,
East
yeah,
Dom matters. I'm sure Anton would like to get into Iran to threaten Western Asia.
yeah. Yeah, so he definitely has options here.
Yep.
Lots of battlegrounds to take, and um, hmm. And part of the question for Farad here is how much to invest in West Germany. Ooh, Truman for influence is interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so could have maybe put one in West Germany and then Truman him out, but he wants to keep Truman in the deck. Anton, even with Firat
Uh,
purged, even with Firat purged and um, Truman gone, he's going to overprotect France, which overprotecting France is usually a good idea. Firat does not
yeah.
make it into Laos or Nigeria, but he does get into Cameroon.
Mm,
Okay, and we got some more
yeah.
good stuff here.
Yeah, and certainly nice for Anton to see Middle East here. Should be able to get off the Dom without too much issue. Obviously, decal's really great. Sad not to see D style. Ah, great, and Anton's telling us some of what Farad has here, which is nice. Yeah.
So I think
Mm,
there's a clear decal. Ooh,
yeah. Well, that's certainly tough, but decal's still nice.
yeah, I think decal was
Mm,
known, I want to say. So Duck would have been a
yeah.
terrible headline because that would have let
Yeah.
Anton take all three of those African battlegrounds or
Mhm,
flip Thailand if
mhm.
he really wanted to. I think you'd just take a coup here. I would
Yeah.
take it in Zaire.
Yeah, so yeah, I was just gonna ask if you would take Zaire or Angola. I definitely think that with more things affecting Angola later, I would probably tend towards Zaire. But in this case, with a low roll, it was a good decision on Anton's part.
Yep. So Anton, so we said Firat taking a lot of risks and they're not paying off. Anton made an incredibly conservative decision, cooing Angola there instead of Zaire. Zaire would have been better with anything but a one. Anton rolls the
Yeah.
sure thing on Angola, and sure enough, he rolls that one.
Yeah. Mm.
The Laos flip there is interesting. I wonder if, I wonder if Firat has redrawn Asia. Meantime, Algeria just sitting
Hmm.
there.
Yeah. Would you have gone for Burma here or taken a Middle East battleground?
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
the
like maybe
question.
Iran is better than Burma because Pakistan will be a little bit easier to take given the op situation, the rest of this hand.
Yeah, and it's Burma's as a 2-op play that can be answered with a 1. Okay, that makes
Mm,
sense too. I was
yeah.
thinking Firat might take Philippines, but well,
Mm.
boy. Now
Wow.
I
And
think
he's
IP War is known in our hand. Is that right?
um I can't remember. It might have been played earlier. Not sure.
Well,
Yeah,
regardless, we're
possibly.
probably gonna. I don't know that he's gonna. Oh
No, he's going for it.
no,
No.
you're right, and
Mm.
you are right. It is not known. And Anton, it's a
Oh,
third
and the
war.
wars keep hitting.
3
Wow.
for 3 on wars in the early war. That's got to have Firat throwing his computer against the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, no, as you note, it's kind of demoralizing, but also it's been huge for the score here and ready and Anton gets off the easy Middle East so relatively low, but keeps adding up.
Wow, and that was a huge role because that decided the fate of 2 battlegrounds. If that war misses,
Mhm,
Firat
mhm.
also gets Pakistan and takes an Asia dom.
Mm, yeah,
So
right.
that was an
Mm,
enormous war, and now Algeria finally there we go.
yeah. Now it's an interesting question. Yeah, I'm wondering about going to Pakistan here. Oh, space and containment would be relatively low impact, but nice to get those two VPs on space, even though it might mean it's harder to space some of those nasty US two ops later.
Huh. Okay, Anton one of those VPs, and he wants to go for the win right here. So he's got
Yeah.
14. He's got 14 VPs. Central
Mm,
is nice for him right now. It's 4 by my count.
yeah. And you can do a nice Chad trap with Guatemala and Haiti.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Nicaragua. I'm sorry, Nicaragua and Haiti.
Yeah, boy. Allende is good.
N- Yeah,
Here, get you into
not
South
many ops
America.
here. Yeah. So just a
OPEC,
four from
yeah.
South America and even maybe two or three from Central America could be enough. Sorry,
Yeah.
OPEC, you were saying?
Southeast right now, just -1. Not a disaster. OPEC right now, just 1. Oh, man.
Mm,
This is tricky. And it does not have a good region at the moment.
yeah.
Grain in Africa could change that.
Yeah, I feel like Allende is the
Yeesh.
play. Okay, well, if Firat doesn't have Africa here, then I wonder if the best thing to do for Anton is just to kind of ignore the situation in Africa and really go for the win here in South America and Central America.
Yeah.
Mm,
So this makes sense to me.
interesting. Yeah,
I
yeah, this seems
think
good.
you're gonna give up a coup here, and then you dump a scoring
Probably
for
South, right?
for South for 3. I think.
For four. Or, oh, sorry, for three. I'm sorry. Yes, for three. Um, yeah.
Okay. No,
Ooh.
we're gonna fight
Ah,
here.
same. That's yeah, but if Farad doesn't have Africa right now, then you can immediately get the win with both scorings as long as you don't get realigned out of Cuba. So I feel like that might have made more sense and save Chet for later. But maybe Anton really thinks that Farad has Africa.
Yeah, but if Farad has Africa, we're gonna run out of ops real quick. Is my issue. Ooh, there's
Yeah.
Kennedy.
Oh.
Oh
Oh
wow,
wow.
what
A
a
lot of
Kennedy.
garbage, but no Africa. Yeah.
Okay, well, Africa won't be. Africa's just 2. So Anton with an opportunity to win the game right
Yeah.
here with South America. Um,
Ah.
South America
Not a
and
ton
OPEC
of
would be good
things that
enough.
can stop him. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. So I was wondering if you might go with Nixon, but OPEC and South could still be enough here. Yeah.
OPEC for 1. So I think you use omit. I'm sure you would rather use omit in no. Wouldn't you use omit to take Argentina and set up?
Yeah, I think that's what I would do. Yeah, because there's not a ton that you care about being discarded. Yeah, and he is going to do that.
I like that. I think you force the issue here. Now this will be a major tell to Farad is the other problem. This is a major tell because he could just poke Lebanon and get this event off.
I mean, yeah, but is there so much? Maybe Europe is the only thing that Anton is worried about being discarded
Yep.
because Asia's already out, so that's one of his good regions. Um, if uh, and Central America's already out, so yeah. Hmm. Yeah, okay, so he's just gonna do that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And Firat needs to have Junta or needs to have a power card or OAS here. I think. Space gets him
Yeah.
1 VP, but that's only going to delay things by 1 AR.
Yeah. Now the problem with not playing South America there is if he were, yeah, okay, so this will really decrease the power of South America though. So if he had played South America before, it at least would have been 3 victory points. So might not have quite got him there, but would have, yeah. So now Anton's regretting his decision.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I think you had to make him have it. But
Yeah.
I can also see the reason. I can also see why you might just trigger it for 3 and then OPEC for 1.
Yeah.
But now we're gonna have to score Southeast Asia, which is gonna give up another 2,
Yeah.
presumably.
So Europe is probably the main path to getting a quick win here, or maybe just getting Africa domination. Perhaps if you can get into South Africa, but I know South African unrest is now out. Portuguese is still in the mix, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, and so Firat's gonna start fighting to even up Europe, and Anton doesn't have a ton he can do to stop that right now. If he plays OPEC for ops, then he could do a little bit more in Europe, but certainly it's tempting to save OPEC and to try to use it for more points next turn. What would you hold here?
Yeah, I really don't want to give Camp David here. I might space. I
Yeah.
might space on
Spacing Camp
AR7.
David seems good.
And then
Giving nuclear subs is annoying, but maybe not the end of the world if you lose Nigeria.
also
Sorry.
Puppets is an excellent event here.
Yeah.
Very surprised to see
surprising.
that punted for ops. That should go Libya, Pakistan, maybe Saudi, and that causes a bunch of problems. I'm very surprised to see
that
that
seems
played
right.
for ops.
Especially because you can't immediately stop the Europe dump.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of investing in the future. All right, and Firat's still having a lot of trouble in the space race here, but kind of almost good for Anton to miss that last one, so now he can space grain.
Yeah. Now, I think if Anton had hit that roll, you would have seen a Brezhnev headline, and then we would space grain with that. Now, a gunman headline makes sense.
Yeah, and try to go for Africa, especially because you can realign Algeria if you jam it, and then with Saharan states having 5, that'll be tough to coup out.
Yeah.
But a bear trap's definitely gonna
What a
put a wrench in
hand.
these plans.
Oh my goodness! Look at those ops, and
Yeah, and with Truman in particular. So I wonder. So especially if Anton misses a roll on bear trap, you could even see like a double jam of France and then Truman or something like that.
that would be huge. Okay, Anton just enough huge roll, and he misses. Oh no!
Oh, and that's brutal for Anton. Wow, that could really change the course of this game.
So we'll see. Now, I like your play of.
Oh,
That
Now
is okay. I mean,
there's not a
Marshall's
ton.
fine. It evens things up, but boy, I would have. That's an almost guaranteed
Yeah.
Europe dom.
Yeah, I think the long-term play, really, even if it means giving up ABM, I think the long-term play is to, I don't know.
I would have played China there, no doubt.
Oh yeah, China, yeah. Yeah, well, that makes sense to use China though.
I think that's a
Yeah.
good use of the China card.
No, that does make sense, yeah.
Anton's heart rate way up.
Yeah.
We haven't commented on that, but Anton likes to track his heart rate way up here as he battles to try and get this win.
And now it's, yeah.
Anton right now wants nothing more than to get this Africa scoring off for even. Wants to make sure he can dump that because he's not going to get dom here, particularly with ABM in Firat's hand.
Yeah, no, the ABM does make it tough. Now, what do you think about trying to go for some OPEC points here? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
NATO is not active, so you can play special. But you definitely want to use Liberation for the event.
Yeah, Libs needs to
Yeah.
be an event. You can play special if you want to. You can also try to space, even though you don't necessarily need to. So you can play special. You could maybe space nuke subs to try and get to headline peak. We've already seen Grain and Voice now. The other thing about Voice is we could see Voice
Yeah. I mean,
right
in
now.
Nigeria right now, Nigeria's a year. I mean, if he thinks that Anton might have Africa, no particular reason to suspect it, but Farad also does need to prioritize actually getting Europe out of his hand.
Yeah. Um, the other issue with Africa is even a VOA in Africa does not give Farad Dom because he doesn't have a non-battleground.
No, but if he's worried about the game ending,
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
but it'd be tough. It'd be as you noted, it'd be tough for Anton to actually get the Dom here. Um,
Yeah. Marshall was definitely a good event. Oh, and there's ABM. Okay. And Anton's gonna say, you know what, take your two.
yeah, yeah, that seems right. Yeah, good.
Farad breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief here.
Yeah,
Boy, I would have liked to see a flip of France from Firat. Marshall turned out to be very good for him, though. Now he'll easily stop this Europe Dom. So Marshall's good, but boy, flipping over
yeah,
France would have been better. That could have been a 6 VP swing.
yeah. Yeah, that it wasn't quite enough for the Marshal to do, um, but I can see the thought, and this should stabilize Europe uh, for probably the rest of the game. Although there's some, if Anton has a big up hand, maybe he can make some moves in some of the Warsaw Pact countries.
Yep. Um, okay. So Anton right now 5 countries to Firat's 4. Just one op would stop Dom. It might use special for if Firat takes only Turkey and not Canada, we might see special used to just poke UK, even though I don't really like that play with it not active. It makes sense if it reestablishes Dom with Europe scoring known in Firat's hand. Like you
Yeah,
said,
that makes
Lives is
sense.
definitely an event. The question is how Anton wants to use OPEC.
Yeah. Oh man, and so that's leaving it vulnerable with now, right? Because now the poke does reestablish Dom. I might have taken both Canada and Turkey there, but I'm sure. Wait, is Brush still in the mix here?
Yeah, Brush is
I think
around.
it is. Yeah, so it makes sense that he wants to get out of Venezuela. Hmm. Yeah,
So Truman to
yeah, a
fix.
little tough to have to use Truman for the op, but I mean, he's right. It's not going to have a situation where he really needs it. I guess the only thing is, oh,
So
okay. So
it's
would you fight for the
AR5.
Dom here?
Yeah,
I would fight for the Dom with Brezhnev, Gem,
I
UK
don't
again, or
know.
really, or
Yeah,
Turkey
that's
maybe.
hard because it's AR5 and you know his hand. So Anton should have been able to
Yeah,
math out. I would have liked to see Anton take a moment, review Farhat's hand, see what he has left, um,
yeah,
to try for that Dom with Brezhnev. So I don't think
yeah.
he
And
was
at
probably going
least
to get
have it in
it because
striking distance.
Farhat, we know Farhat has at the very least China, but getting China out of it would be really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. That seems right. Yeah, and especially that would have maybe even prevented him from playing Usuri as effectively. Yeah,
Yeah,
having to use OPEC here is tough to fix that. I mean, it makes sense, but would have really liked to have gotten some VPs out of that.
yeah. I would have liked to keep the pressure on because Farhat was not going to play that attacking move in Asia before he scored Europe. I would have liked to keep pressure on for at least one more AR um, in Europe.
I also wonder about playing nuke subs now that Africa's out just to get out of the deck when it maybe is not too bad. What would you have done there? Would you have played OPEC?
Yeah, I could have potentially done that. Okay, wow. And yeah,
That's tough.
Anton, he left
Yeah.
himself a little open to that, but he picks up Junta and Brush.
Wow.
Huge.
Yeah, and Muslim is not particularly effective here, but good to control it. Also good to get Alliance out. And if things go poorly with Sadat, you could then keep Muslim, especially with having so many other ops.
Yeah, wow. 3 4 ops, 2 power cards. Brush seems like a fine headline. I think maybe Junta would have been my choice. I think I like
Yeah.
Junta. a little better. Everything's
Yeah.
scored, so we don't have to worry about a
Yeah.
scoring.
Yeah. So where
Um,
would you invest? I mean, I think trying to invest in South America here does make sense, but you also want to get back into Panama. Where would you play this hunt down?
oh, 5-year plan has lots of good choices. That's probably the worst because
Yeah.
now, yeah, now
Oh,
we
into
coup Venezuela.
Mexico.
Okay, I would have preferred Venezuela there, I think,
Yeah.
to save us a
Yeah.
VP, but I understand Brazil. That at least gets us in there.
Mm. Yeah, and so prioritizing Egypt over Brazil, I might have put two in Egypt and one in Brazil just to take Brazil and really try to set up this dom for the longer term in South America because you're already going to get Middle East dom. But do you
Yep,
think Anton's going for control, maybe?
I agree. I would have put 2 in Egypt, 1 Brazil, just as you said, particularly because we have Muslims at hand. So if Firat wants to
Right.
dump 3 into Egypt, we have the option. I'm not saying it's the best play, but we have the option to simply
Yeah.
take him right back out and
Right,
flip Egypt
exactly.
right
Yeah.
back over.
But with all these ops, going for Middle East control is a real option,
Yep.
which could pay off in the long term. So
Okay.
prioritizing trying to get this Asia dom.
Anton wants to take Asia Dom back. Would you? I wonder if do you think about just brushing here? Maybe we could brush Brazil. Although, okay, we have access to South Africa.
Yeah.
That looks like it could be an important country.
Or brushing Pakistan is a reasonable option too, to
Yeah.
really try to secure the Asia dom.
Yeah. Pakistan definitely an important and a full strength brush. Brazil
Yeah. Yeah.
also good.
Right. Less impulsion.
Algeria
Yeah.
probably less good. Um,
Yeah, because if you can get Pakistan, then that would really secure the Asia dom for the long term, probably. I mean, you need to invest a little bit more in non-battlegrounds. But
yeah, that would give us 6 countries, and then Burma and Afghanistan would be 8.
yeah, Italy is also an option. It's -1. But NATO is not in effect yet. And if you really want to try to go for the Europe dom for the longer term,
Yeah,
Italy
that
would
could be an
really help
important
with that.
country. I think Pakistan's good right now. It looks like we have 7 countries in Asia to 5. So
Mhm.
uh, Firat could take Philippines there. Now Panama's still sitting out there empty, and we have not seen PCR.
Yeah. Hmm.
I don't.
Yeah, trying to be annoying in Asia here makes sense.
I'm not sure I understand what
Mm.
that does. But
Yeah, I mean, but does Farad have a ton of great places to spend his ops right now? I wonder if jamming Iran might have actually. Oh, and yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
4-0.
Anton acknowledging how good his war rolls have been. Yeah,
Yeah, Anton 4-0 on wars, and once again, Firat without a good region. His best region is Africa, which is +1.
yeah. Do you spend China here to take back Pakistan? Like that
Okay, maybe
might
that
make
is
sense.
Firat's thinking. Is I'm worried Pakistan's going to get brushed. I want to maintain access to it, and that's why he jammed India.
Yeah, I mean, I think that. Yeah, that does make sense. I mean, you'd still have the possibility of Indo-Pak coming back after the reshuffle, but then if you get Pakistan, then you take Japan. I mean, suddenly you're looking at even Formosan. Well, if you spend China, Formosan will be canceled, so
Yeah,
um, that won't be a battleground anymore. But yeah, I mean, Asia's definitely not lost if he's willing to give up the China card here. And Nixon's already out, but Usuri is also out. So cultural is the only China attack card left.
ooh, purge. Okay, so
Yeah,
now Nuke Subs is
always good.
basically free.
Yeah. Mm.
I wonder if we could. I think I like cooing, so
Now, are
we
you?
don't eat a coup in Indonesia. Oh,
Oh, wow.
interesting. Realigns at a couple of
Yeah.
+3 realigns.
Hmm.
Makes sense. Okay, so
Yeah.
that stops
Really
the
well makes
threat of the
sense.
Pakistan flip, and the North
Huh.
Korea jam.
Yeah.
I don't know
Really
why
interesting
whoa,
plays
whoa,
there.
whoa,
Greece.
whoa. Why are we doing this? Why
I'm sorry, I
not
missed
coup
what
that?
happened.
Why not just coup? I know it's under salt, but I'd rather coup that and get another mill op. And I also really do not want DEFCON going to 5 with the France situation.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't want DEFCON going to 5. I would have rather
Okay.
cooed Nigeria. Even if you roll a 1, it's not a disaster. It still flips it. Okay, here we are, turn 7.
Yeah.
We need to get DEFCON down. There's no degrader in here.
Yeah. Now, um, is there anything that Firat could use to realign France right now? I guess an ABM
It
redraw.
would need to be ABM or
What else?
grain. And
Oh,
we've
great.
seen
Sure.
both.
Yeah. Yeah.
Missile envy just takes Japan. That's not really anything.
It's really nice for Anton to be controlling US Japan here. I mean, he might not have the ops to actually take Japan, but
Yeah.
great to at least give him the option.
So Libs is good. Cultural is also good. As you remember, Nixon and Usuri both evented here. Okay, so we see the purge.
Yes. So if you play cultural and then, well, now with purge, you can't quite get Japan with China.
Yeah.
You could get a running start if you get China, but do you want to spend it on that? Is the question.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's that important.
Especially when you have Asia Dom at the moment.
Yeah. Bigger problem is we can't space now. I think I might have used Summit first.
Well, US Japan can be spaced if you want.
Yes, you could space NORAD and then US Japan if you hit and Firat misses. I noticed that Anton thought about using Summit, flipped over to using the Pope, which is interesting to me because that might suggest, I know it's a bit of a meme, but that might suggest Anton was thinking about eventing Summit. Okay, now he's going to use Summit, and he's going to miss twice. Wow. He would have been rolling at +2 if he had triggered Summit.
It looked like he was thinking of cooing Angola with Summit, right?
Yeah, he was looking at cooing Angola with Summit, but then he changed to using the Pope.
Yeah.
And I was confused why he did that. I don't think it matters. We're giving up the Pope with this hand.
Yeah, no, totally.
But, okay. So looking at this board, Firat finally with a domination. He has Africa Dom, but Anton has 11 VPs. He dominates Asia. He dominates Middle East. He's ahead in Central. He's ahead in Europe. And then South America even. This is going to be a mildly uncomfortable purge, but not a huge disaster.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what Firat has this hand, but he's really going to need some nice cards in late war. Oh, and this is really big to be able to take those VPs.
Yep, and that's huge. So that's the exact card Firat needed to redraw. And now Anton, still much rather be Anton in this game than Firat.
But certainly. But out of War Games range now.
Yeah. Now it's a lot more interesting.
And we'll see if maybe anything in the late war can help tip Europe back. Certainly tear down those relines on France would be massive.
Yeah. And I would like to see Anton take Panama before triggering Cultural. I think Cultural probably could have waited.
That does make
do
sense.
it with one small step. I like this play. Retake Europe Dom and make Truman as innocent as possible. Just going to take one out of Bulgaria, presumably. And I would be fine spacing both NORAD and US Japan here if we can get away with it. I would be fine doing that.
Yeah, that does make sense. Start with NORAD.
Puppets played for ops again. I do not understand that. That should have gone Guatemala, Nicaragua, Haiti, shouldn't it?
Yeah, that's. I was just gonna say, yeah, that's what I would have done. I think with puppets, or even one in Saudi Arabia, just to try to get in there because there's still this risk of Middle East control.
Yeah, and Sadat is gone.
US Japan for hops there. I don't know. I mean, good to lock things down a little, but let's see. Okay, yeah. So now no double space here.
Okay, so that's fine. I think Anton was giving US Japan I think I might have thought about spacing NORAD first, see if we can double space.
Done, yeah.
But US Japan less painful than CRGs here, so I think we're holding CRGs to the late war.
Yeah, no, that seems right. And good to be able to space it next turn. Ooh, an early Brezhnev, which will benefit from. But giving up Libya.
Okay, we double overprotect France, and we're going to concede Libya. Libya doesn't really matter for Asia Dom. I guess Anton maybe thinking about Reagan bombs here. I might have just taken that back, to be honest with you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so hold our
Nice,
breath
okay.
again. Will we see an ABM or grain realign of France now?
Or tear down now.
Yeah. Yeah, teardown's good anytime. But okay, now
Yeah, of
DEFCON at
course.
5. So we pick up Asia, which I'm sure Anton's happy to see. I think this has to be Quagmire, doesn't it?
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Should hopefully allow you to get off your Asia Dom for Anton.
I think it's
South
got to be
African will be a
Quag.
pretty good event later in the turn. Yeah, definitely good to be controlling Che here as well.
I think you have to give containment, which just sucks. But you can't give. You cannot give 3 ops. You cannot give a 3-op realign of France here.
Yeah.
At plus
That
4.
would be pretty bad.
Can't do that.
Yeah. That seems right. Ooh, and a good coup. But with Firat under Quagmire, that probably won't matter too much. But DEFCON is high, so we'll see what happens here.
Yeah. So Firat now in the Quagmire, he can discard a 1-op though if he wants.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Firat has plenty of time left. Well, instead, he's going to dump a 4-op.
Wow, Muslim. Yeah. But good that he's out of it, at the very least. Now, do you take back Libya here and Panama? Do you use Che for that for ops?
I like cooing again, I think, and getting
Like
Reagan bombs out for 1.
Yeah, that does make sense.
We're going to give up a coup here. Yeah, I think that's good. Now we'll presumably give up a coup, and then we'll have our choice. We can take back Libya, we can take back Brazil, we can take back Panama. Should be able to take at least one of those countries, maybe 2.
Yeah, curious what Firat will coup here. Would you go Brazil or Panama? Like probably one of those 2.
Yeah, I think Anton hoping we see Brazil. You could also not coup. If you have a 4, in which he's under containment, you could not coup, and you could go 1 Brazil, 3 Panama.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
I think that's what he's going to do. Yep, and I like this play. Make Anton roll the dice. So if I'm Anton, I think I would concede that and coup Nigeria.
Yeah, that definitely does make sense.
Even though Africa scored, I think I like just saying, okay, I'll accept that. Panama, you need a 6 with a 2-op. Is Che an event? It's probably not an event. I don't care about this.
I don't know, but
I don't want to like. Now you're going to give up a coup in Mexico.
Oh, Mexico, yeah. I was thinking Argentina to try to go for that Dom, especially with Firat under containment.
Yeah. Argentina is possible as well. I was just thinking Mexico because all you got to do is clear him out. Especially because Anton is now signaling like he has Central. Oh boy.
Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, and he's going to go for Mexico and roll big.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now, to be fair, he could have, that even at DEFCON 2, that could have gone Guatemala, realign Mexico. But I think I would like to take a swing at Nigeria, flipping that. Anton scores Asia.
Yeah.
Again, maybe we're worried about 5-year plan, discarding it or something. But I would have been worried about. I would have liked to take Libya first.
Yeah, that does make sense to me. Asia wasn't under immediate threat, I think.
Yeah, and now Middle East Dom has been stopped. Also, Muslims is in the discard. So if Firat wants to put 3 into Egypt, he can take a Middle East Dom.
Yeah, and it was oddly cheap OPEC as well.
Yep. Oh, well, there's your Argentina.
Oh, man, yes, there's the Argentina queue. Yeah. Oh, man, and suddenly South America looking like it could be Firat's domination as well. So South African certainly creating problems. Oh, so unfortunately, Firat can't take advantage of too much having Europe.
No. Flip one battleground, not two non-battlegrounds. Yeah, this is better.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
This is better. I
Yeah,
really wish
getting the
we'd coup
Middle East.
Nigeria, then we'd have Africa Dom right now. Um,
Yeah, definitely that Angola flip is nice, and certainly opportunities on Nigeria in the future. But yeah,
okay, so we're
well,
going to hold
especially if you can
terrorism.
stop.
Hostage crisis has not been seen, but we have Iran, so maybe Firat will trigger that for us. We also
Yeah,
have
that could
China,
be nice.
so terrorism could be huge turn
Mhm.
10. Okay, there's Duck. I'm sure we're glad to see
Yeah.
that gone. Ooh,
Okay.
South America looking
Yeah.
ugly, and we pick
Ooh.
it up. That's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
And
No.
boy, South America was even, and we had Dom and Central bordering on control. Now Central's even, and South we is right now 8 for Firat.
Yeah, and
Well,
hostage crisis to double terrorism is tempting, but I don't know if it works
no.
so well with this hand.
Okay, so Anton
Yeah,
gonna
but just
terrorize.
playing terrorism.
Rain pulls
Hmm.
Chernobyl. I wonder if that will be triggered.
Maybe on South America.
Could see that. But then you're giving up a coup. I
Yeah.
doubt Firat wants to give up a coup. Oh, he's gonna
No,
flip
okay. Ooh.
Egypt.
Wow. Well, good to see AWACS out. Um,
So
but
yeah,
still, Middle East is not going to be that much here, it looks like, in the end.
yeah. I think this has to
For a
be.
while.
Even though you've lost a card, doesn't this have to be a UN of Cal taking both Chile and Saudi?
That
I mean,
certainly
I
does
hate it.
make
I hate
sense.
going down a card like this, but I think that's what you have to do.
Yeah, would have been nice to keep China to turn 10, but um yeah, and I guess the other, well, no, yeah. No, I think that's right. And
Ugh.
oh, nice
Dump
arms
Central
race
now.
there.
Dump Central now.
Yeah.
Anton up 9, but it's gonna be 5 more.
Mm. Yeah, and it's been nice for Anton having the space lead and headline peak, but he hasn't been able to get some of these VPs out of the space race,
No.
which is, as I'm sure, unfortunate. We'll see if he gets to the 5th spot here, gets another 3 VPs at the very least, but not
Yep.
this turn.
Yep, and that makes perfect sense for Firat to do. Anton has to dump the scoring, and now Firat within 4 VPs on the board. And this is an incredibly tight game. Teardown
Yeah.
would, I think, tilt it dramatically in Firat's favor. Middle East coming, earlier that was looking like 6 or 7. Right now it's looking like 3 or maybe none.
And maybe even. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, do you put hostage all into Israel here? No, just protecting Angola.
I think I think you have to get rid of Kitchen because it was flirting with being active.
Hmm.
So here we are, turn 4. Anton has to make the decision on China. There was a path there. You
Yeah.
could have jammed China into Argentina. Oh, he has to space wheelberry. All right.
Oh,
He
okay.
has to space. He could have jammed China into Argentina and hoped that Firat did not have a card to discard. But Anton pointing out that he knows about
Mhm.
We Will Bury You, so Firat would have just discarded that. Firat holding on to that. I think we saw that in his hand a long time ago. Ooh, this is annoying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So one of the things I was wondering is, do you put one more influence point in France just to set up for those realigns, hopefully? So special relationship takes care of that. So now the realigns are even more powerful now that Firat has 3 or more influence in France.
Yep. Okay, so Central is even. South +5 for Firat. So Firat with 5 on the that coup always seems to work. 5 on the board in South
Thank you.
America. 1 more in Africa, so that's a 6. Anton has got 2 on the board. 1 for China, that's 3, and he's got Asia Dom for I think it's 6. I want to say. So Anton is ahead here. At the moment,
Not by much.
but not
Yeah.
by much. One small step could be huge. Teardown could be huge, and this hand is uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you go with Aldrich headline.
I think it's got to be an Aldrich
Um,
headline. So Solidarity is
yeah.
annoying. North Sea
Yeah.
is unplayable. VOA
Yeah.
obviously a disaster. De Gaulle doesn't do much for you.
And I'm sure Anton's glad he kept China here
Yeah, because
for
he's
this
definitely going
hand.
to be playing China. I would assume you play China, you space one of North Sea oil and 5-year plan, hold the other along with VOA is the plan here. Terrorism's gone, grain is gone,
Yeah.
so no discarders around.
Certainly good to know that Firat doesn't have VOA for the last AR, though.
Yep. So the question is, I think the big question when what might turn this game is, yep, that's exactly right, Anton. Reading my thoughts,
Yeah.
is does Firat have Teardown? Because
Yeah.
Teardown is a 6 VP swing in Europe, and that's enough to put him ahead.
I
So
think if he has Teardown, he has to headline it. So
yep,
the delay here is making me think probably not, but
yeah, I think you have to headline it because Anton will certainly. That's Anton's number one target with Aldrich.
Hmm.
So no
Hmm.
DEFCON problems here, but some other problems. Okay,
Yeah.
Brush
Oh,
is.
brush headline.
What's Brush gonna do? Not a lot of great Brush targets out there. I guess it's
Maybe
Angola.
Argentina?
Argentina's
I'm sorry.
already
I'm
got
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Argentina
sorry.
flipped.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes.
Angola, I think, is the only
I guess
target,
so.
and that doesn't even
Yeah.
change the domination situation in Africa. Okay, he hits.
Yeah.
Oh, but he has Teardown.
Wow. What a not what I would. I mean, losing Brush Wars not great, but I think losing Teardown has to be worse. And
Brush,
I
yeah.
think
Brush
Anton,
might
yeah,
flip a battleground. Teardown is almost certainly flipping a battleground, and a domination with it. It's clear. It's clear Teardown. I don't even know what Anton's waiting for.
yeah.
Right? No,
Oh,
he's thinking
the
about
ABM
ABM.
instead. Wow.
ABM again. ABM might flip a battleground. Teardown is definitely flipping a battleground.
Yeah. I think yeah, I definitely go with Teardown here. I'm not really
Oh, also, I
certain about this
forgot.
one.
North Sea is eminently playable here because of Aldrich. So we do not have to worry about North Sea.
Oh, yes. Indeed, good point. Right.
I do not understand why we went for ABM. What is Firat gonna do with ABM here? He's gonna what are you gonna coup? You gonna coup Iran
Yeah.
with ABM? Like whatever.
Maybe, but not such a big deal.
I don't know. Do not understand why Anton did not pull Teardown. We're gonna have to ask him about that.
Yeah, and if you coup here, that gives the opportunity for Firat to immediately play Teardown.
Yep, which is what I would do
Yeah, totally.
unless this. The scoring's all gone except for Middle East.
Nigeria's fine, but you're probably not going to change the Africa domination situation. But there's might not be a better. I mean, you could even go for Panama here. Maybe because
Yeah,
that could possibly change the
I agree.
domination
I agree.
situation.
I like Panama better, especially with that roll. That would have been enough to flip it.
Yeah, yeah,
Nigeria is just
yeah.
2 VPs. Panama is presumably 4.
It'll hopefully be distracting as well, at the very
Yeah,
least.
4
Um,
maybe. Yeah. Okay.
right now, Firat can do Teardown without having to worry about too much else. Yep.
It gets it in
Ah, and
one.
one roll.
Yeah, I don't understand.
But with that big a modifier, it was almost guaranteed. Right,
Yeah.
a plus 4 modifier.
And Anton knew Teardown was a big deal. He said it. He said it was scary.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you said, ABM didn't have too many targets. Hmm. Now, is there anything Anton can do to challenge Europe here?
I don't
I don't really
believe
think so.
so.
Not with this hand. Yeah. So now that's going to be a pretty much guaranteed 5 VPs for Firat. South America is going to be hard to contest here, especially if Firat does some reinforcing of Argentina to secure it in Brazil. Yeah, so you can start jamming, but unless Firat has a bad hand, he's probably going to be keeping South America here.
And we know Farhat's hand. He's got plenty of good stuff. He's got war games in his hand.
Oh, yes, of
Um,
course. Yes.
so yeah, Anton now down 5 in South. He's down 5 in Europe. Africa, let's charitably say that's even, and Central's even though even though those regions tilt
Yeah.
toward Farhat. Let's charitably say that Middle East even. Um, so that's more. Yeah, I think Farhat. So Farhat with 10 on the board. Anton with an Asia Dom, so he's got 6 on the board. He's got 4. He's got 4 VPs. This is close, but I think Farhat's going to have this one with the last AR, particularly because we're
Yeah.
kind of out of juice here. Anton
Yeah.
can use De Gaulle as a surprise annoying event,
Yeah.
which I think he
That
will.
seems good. Yeah. Okay, yeah. And now, I don't remember the details of Farhat's hand, but that Chile realign could certainly be really annoying for Anton.
Yeah. And I don't think I would have cooed Peru. I think I would have just said, I'm going to hope you miss on that roll.
Yeah.
Also, one op right now is good enough to get Africa Dom back for Firat.
And also one up to get Central Dom back.
Yep. That's right. That's right. So war games could go Guatemala for Central Dom, Sudan. Oh no, Sudan doesn't do it now, because he did take Zimbabwe. Okay, so I think you've got to repair. He's got war games left, and I'm not remembering what else. Shuttle.
Oh yeah, shuttle. Now, yeah, okay. So he rolls well, but I don't know that he even needs
I
to
wouldn't
roll the
have.
dice there. Just placing influence seems like enough. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anton saying, yeah, he can't believe he lost this.
I
Definitely.
I agree. I don't understand why Firat wanted to roll dice there. I would have just repaired Israel, taken Central Dom. Obviously, if you hit that roll, it's great. It's 5 VPs, but taking Guatemala and taking Israel is also 5 VPs,
Yeah.
guaranteed.
Now, if Anton had taken Teardown with Aldrich, does that change the situation here, or does Farad still have a win in this turn 10 with
Well,
the hand disparity?
Firat has a 4 op, so Firat's just going to go 2 France, 1 Guatemala, and 1 Israel.
Oh, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like in a counterfactual situation, if Anton had taken Teardown, would that have made the difference?
I mean, it's a 6 VP swing in Europe, right? Now,
Yeah.
obviously, Firat would have had ABM, but let's pretend ABM rolls a 1. Let's pretend ABM is just a coup of Iran and rolls a 1.
Yeah.
Then maybe it does. Maybe it does make a difference.
At least would have been closer. Yeah.
Yeah, and
US,
Anton
I
pointing
don't know.
out that he had the potentially had the win if he had gone for South America for 3.
Yeah.
We liked
That was
the
a tough
play.
decision.
I think we liked the play that he made, but it did not work out for him.
Yeah, yeah. Betting on him not having OAS because it
Yeah,
seemed like he probably didn't have Junta because he would have played it in the headline. So it really was just OAS there that would have saved him,
yeah.
and that would have saved Firat, that is, from the bigger South America scoring
Okay.
for VP in the win.
So very interesting game. That's a good lesson to not give up after you have, after you fall behind. And Firat wins it. Not just
Yeah,
wins it, but wins it in final by 8 VP. So
yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
interesting game. And we're going to move on here to game 2. So we will have, this is the second game of the series. We're going to just start it now. The players have flipped sides. If there is a game 3, we'll have it for you separately. So let's just go ahead and start this video here. We're watching once again from Anton's side. He's the USA. And talk to me about this hand, Max.
Yeah, well, so kudos to Firat on that game 1 victory. This hand for Anton has some pros and cons, not a ton of ops, but seeing Marshall's always nice, and Truman to diffuse any issues. Good to be controlling socialist, can hold that one for blockade. I think I'd be inclined to go for a Marshall setup, and then you can either actually play Marshall or do the fake out with defectors. Controlling Indo-Pak is always nice to try to prevent a push into Pakistan after an Iran coup. What do you think of this hand?
Yeah,
and the
I
setup.
think exactly what you do. The defector's fake out is interesting here. I like Marshall. Just get it evented, get Europe Dom locked
Yeah.
up, and get NATO active. Don't let Firat dump Europe in the headline. There was a case for defectors because getting purged here would be pretty rough.
Yeah.
And especially, we are, even without purge, we're low on ops here. We're going to hold stock goes for blockade, and we've got nothing but twos here. So if
Yeah.
we eat a big number in Iran, that's a problem for us. Now, the good news is we're in Turkey, so we can get one into Syria right away and
Yeah.
fight for Middle East presence that way.
Hmm.
But this, not a lot of ops here. Ooh, a duck coup.
So a big hit there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now a tough decision for
Bring it back
Anton.
is a little risky, but might make sense to just try to get. Okay, yeah, no. So just prioritizing trying to get to Thailand and back into Middle East. That does make sense.
Yeah,
Um, though it might mean not being able to get mill ops this turn.
yeah. I think if I
Oh, so
were,
you no pack though. I'm sorry. Yeah,
yeah, if I were Farad, I'd coup again. Yep. Yeah.
yeah, that's it. That's
And
good.
then because Farad playing for all the world like someone who has a D card and wants to play it right now. So
Yeah, so good for Anton to get Lebanon, but Middle East is still looking favorable for Rot here.
and once again, we should point out that Farad gets a war win in this one. So first
Yes.
war, he gets a win, gets a little revenge on Anton, and I'm shocked, frankly, not to see decall or destall there. Although I guess with EEU played, he has destall and just doesn't have destall food.
Yeah, no, that's true. There's really no good place to take from here.
On top of that, Firat probably doesn't really have to wait. Doesn't have to rush on destall.
Yeah, I mean this Asia situation is pretty nice for Anton given his low ops here, and the Asia distraction is also preventing Farad from capitalizing on the Middle East advantage.
Yep. Oh, an early containment. What does that mean? Does that mean 5-year plan, I guess? Okay, yeah, we got to take the war roll. And finally a war misses. Wow.
The warluck is on USSR's side, no matter who's playing USSR, it seems.
Yep. Okay, here's 5-year plan. So I think Firat, there's a lot Firat wants to do. He wants to take India, wants to take Middle East Dom, wants to take Asia Dom. Can only do one of those things. And so no destall. So forget about it. Firat did not have destall, did not have decall, but just drove DEFCON down hard anyway. Don't usually see that from the USSR. Usually the USSR is happy to coup once and then kind of see how things go if they don't have access. I might have just cooed Iran with a normal card, not duck, and then waited for Anton to go into Malaysia and cooed that.
Yeah, that certainly seems like a good play, having duck.
Why
in sort of the threat from
Botswana?
Malaysia, yeah. So I like the play from Firat to take India. I think that's probably what I would have done as well with Indo-Pac out to kind of lock that down. A little confused by the Botswana play. If you're worried about Angola being cooed, but then what does Botswana get you? If you're worried about South Africa being cooed, I guess.
Oh, yeah. That is exactly right. Firat doesn't have a coup target other than South Africa. That I did not notice that. That's a great play by Anton. Firat cannot lower DEFCON by any other means besides cooing South Africa. So eating a big number in South Africa is a disaster for Anton.
Yeah, no, so that does make sense. Oh, and this is a brutal hand for Anton to begin with, just getting worse with the urge here.
Yeah, wow, this is going to be all
Red
one
Scare.
ops. Presumably we're seeing blockade, and Anton can't repair this.
Yeah, Europe was the bright spot of this hand, and now it's looking rough.
Yep, and now you take your coup. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Anton needed those VPs. Firat was probably hoping to get Vietnam, which gives him Asia Dom in the headline, but Firat's going to be able to get Asia Dom here if he has it, no problem. Given that Anton's got a handful of ones.
Yeah, can can flip Laos pretty easily. But France is presumably first priority here. We'll see if he has a 4-op to be able to take that. Yeah, a lot of them haven't been seen, so he should have one.
Yep. Okay.
Oh,
And
but okay.
Truman gone. And
Yeah.
Anton can't take Algeria. I would have said give up the 1 VP in France, whatever. Let's get Algeria locked up. But he can't do that. He can only just sit here and watch while Firat takes whatever country he darn well pleases.
No Asia for Firat at least, but
I would have thought
maybe
Firat
his
would
Middle East.
dump that. Would dump Asia if he had it. Would dump. I mean, not dump. It would have been 7 VPs. That's a
Yeah.
Okay, and there's France.
No, but...
Sokov's to space. Anton at least, Firat at least not playing like someone who has blockade.
Yeah.
Well, never mind.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Romanian's a problem for Anton. That gives Firat Europe Dom. This is just a brutal purge and an already terrible hand from Anton.
Yeah, really a double whammy. And I mean, yeah, it's tough for Firat not to have access here, but he's set up for some pretty big VPs on turn 3. Asia and Middle East, we still haven't seen, right? So they're coming out turn 3.
Haven't seen Nasser either. Well, and you don't
Nasser.
need to, right? Of course, don't need to event Nasser. You have access there. And you know what? Losing Vietnam actually kind of sucks here because if Anton draws Asia, there's a situation where he takes Laos, he takes Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines. He just fills up those Southeast Asian countries and maybe stops Dom. Now that world is gone.
So I wonder about defectors in the headline, though, to try to stop a sneaky scoring. Does seem to make a lot of sense. And not like there's another particularly good headline. Maybe Independent Reds to block Romania?
Yeah. I like defectors. I like defectors as a headline. Independent Reds potentially could be an event. Anton happy to get decall in his. Obviously, he held through decall. He's happy to get destall as well. So no access to the mid-war regions for Firat other than Cuba. He's also probably happy to get Nasser. So he's going to get Nasser out of the deck after Middle East scores, but before Sadat. So that's good.
Yeah, that is good for long term, definitely. And Anton positioned to be able to get Angola and Zaire unless Firat does some cooing in Botswana. Algeria is still up for grabs. Oh, yeah. So Anton's telling us some cards that Firat is holding here. Oh, yeah, and he does catch Middle East.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup.
So Middle East. Yeah, I mean, so Middle East was not so many VPs, just 3 VPs, but still, it's tough for Firat to lose those, especially since he doesn't have access. So building up a VP advantage is something he'd really want to do here.
Firat also, wow, going to dump Europe in the head on AR1 and give up a coup.
Well, the good thing is that he can coup Botswana, so he knows he's going to get his mill ops.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what he was worried about, though. Maybe just Anton. Yeah, because he probably wouldn't have lost Europe, right? Maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah, Anton, I guess, could have taken Portugal, Greece.
Oh, yes, of course.
So,
yeah,
okay.
Big Asia.
Firat just piling up VPs left and right. So Firat gives up the coup, gives up Algeria. But yeah, okay. Headlines the scoring, plays the scoring AR1, plays the scoring AR2. And
yes, there is a path here for Firat to have an early win with Asia and OPEC, maybe in particular. But otherwise, without access in the mid-war regions, he'll need some good cards to get in. And yeah, so good for Anton that he gets Angola and Zaire and Algeria.
Yeah, no access for Firat. Anton can also space twice. So there's the path to 20 VPs here is long and complicated. Asia is scored.
Yeah.
Southeast Asia is right now positive for Anton.
Asia is scored. Right. Sorry. Yeah.
So,
right. So right, because all the scorings came out because Middle East came back. Oh, sorry. No, sorry, because Europe came back, right? So all the scorings are out. Early war scorings are out, right? Yes.
Yeah, Anton really wants these VPs, and he misses again.
Mm. And now one small step can even up.
Yeah. So
Space.
this is one of those games that can end really quickly, but there's also a just as reasonable path to Anton getting right back in this one. A quick junta for Firat turn 4 is could be
Yeah.
GG. Conversely, if Anton puppets into South America and is able to score that, it's a brand new ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I like this. Hold CIA, I guess, is fine. We pick up a VP on Millops, and here's some good
Ooh,
stuff. The problem
wow.
is VOA doesn't do much
Very
for us.
exciting cards.
We don't need it.
Yeah, but if he has the junta or something, VOA is great to have as a response.
Yeah, so is this just a purge?
I think so. Nothing else. You can't headline Duck with wheelbarrow you out there. Panama Canal returned. You don't want to do till DEFCON's lower, and yeah, so seems like just a purge
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, and that's annoying because now you're going to lose
Oh.
both Angola and Zaire. So Firat does get access here. But VOA, I guess, has to be used now. Right after this coup, you hope the coup doesn't roll high enough.
Yeah.
And Firat
Yeah.
doesn't get
If
more
you
than
could get him
two.
out of Zaire. Yeah, if you could get him out of Zaire, then the VOA would be great. Otherwise, yeah, maybe save it just in case, like for salt for D-stall or something. I don't
Just
know, so it's
one too many.
oh,
So that's fine. Yeah, you got to take Africa Dom, and then you're going to PCR, start filling up South America.
and can get a central dom as well.
Camp David's a good event here, given the state of the Middle East.
Yeah. Now, do you hold VOA or maybe just play it this turn anyway?
Yeah, holding it makes sense.
That's what I would think as well. Definitely spacing Quag. You can do that before PCR.
Yeah, I like Camp David.
Why Camp David before spacing?
No,
Maybe it
I'm
doesn't
saying
matter.
I like the
Oh,
play.
yeah.
I don't know if it necessarily needs to be done before spacing. I'd be fine with spacing it.
It probably doesn't matter at this
Yeah,
point.
no, I mean it could matter
No.
if.
Well, now you have to before one small step possibility. Okay.
Yeah. So we do get the two VPs. Yeah, I think spacing Camp David probably could have waited, but okay. Now the question is, do we take a 3-op coup of Southeast African? And, forget about that. I was going to say try and take a 3-op coup of Southeast African and try and get arms race off, but that's
Yeah.
not going to
so
happen. I would
no
like
arms race here.
to use PCR.
Yeah, I would just use PCR right now. Yeah, there we go. Because you already have the Africa Dom at the moment, at least. And you can put one more in Nigeria if he coups Cameroon.
Ooh, and
Well
Firat
timed.
waits a little
Yeah.
too long.
Oh,
So
but the VOA is, yeah, rough. Definitely good to have VOA for the response. Where was the fourth op from? Was that from Egypt or?
fourth op he took from Angola.
Oh, from Angola. Okay. Yeah. Getting something in Southeast Africa is nice, but I think I would have gone a bit more in South America because now you're risking also the realign on Venezuela. Not super likely, but
Yep.
could have been big if
so he
Firat
spreads
had been
out
able to do it.
instead. Holds duck instead of arms race. Do we draw wheelbarrow? We don't, but we get all kinds of other good stuff.
Yeah, Junta is certainly a nice headline here, as always. Colonials doesn't do a ton.
Yeah.
No rush to headline ABM with Missile Envy in Anton's hand.
Junta's nice, but it's just a coup of Cuba to stop Firat from cooing. I'm sure, and I think Anton would rather headline duck, but obviously can't do that with We Will Bury You around.
Yeah. Missile Envy could have been a possible headline.
Yeah, but if it misses, boy, then you're giving up a coup in Nigeria, which he
Yeah, so
really
I think I
didn't
like
want.
Junta more.
I think it had to be
Yeah.
Junta, even though Missile Envy is more fun.
Do you put in Chile or Argentina here?
I think it's got to be Chile because of Brush, right?
Yeah, that makes
And there it
sense.
is. So Duck would have been
Oh, he does
GG.
get the wheelbarrow. Yeah.
Okay, and now we can realign instead of cooing Cuba. Well, that's just as ineffective.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Ooh, and getting it out before there's too much damage. But certainly now that the tide's really turning here
Yeah,
towards Anton in the mid-war regions, but once the early war regions come back, we'll see if that can be enough for Firat to hold them.
yeah. Anton goes for Missile Envy, which is fine. I have no problem with. Oh, wow. Okay. What I was about to
Big
say
hit
is
there.
I thought that "We Will Bury You" headline signaled that perhaps Anton that Firat was worried about Missile Envy and doesn't have another four.
Yeah.
That he so he really wanted to get it out of his hand, but he had clearly had two fours there that are fine to give. Yeah, Anton could flip France here if he wants, but Europe is scored.
It still makes sense to invest in for the future,
Yeah.
though. I mean, especially because with all those early war region dominations, it would be really nice to just kind of lock down Europe and make sure that doesn't happen. Although, even with France being in Firat's control, Anton can easily take the Mediterranean countries and stop that.
Yep. Also, speaking of Brush, Italy is naked for Brush,
Very true.
and that would be Europe control. So a brutal one. While we were talking about other things, a brutal one for Anton and
Yeah.
Zaire.
Yeah. Mm. Now, do you? Oh, so okay. I was just gonna say for Anton, do you flip Zaire or Angola here? But even with the scoring out, it might be worth doing. But now you can start filling South America a little more. Make sure to get that control. Also scored, but still a good thing to do.
Yeah, I think this has to happen.
Okay.
Probably should
Yeah,
have
no,
happened
that's
earlier.
a bigger priority. Yeah. Mm. And what are you thinking with OAS here?
I think I'm gonna get it back in the deck. I want to say, right? I mean, I guess
Yeah,
you could
that
use
makes
it to
sense.
go maybe Haiti, Cuba.
Yeah, right. If you want to use it, that seems like the way to go. But I mean, I think you're right. Yeah, having it back in the deck is a nice thing to do. Create some threats for later. Middle East is looking very red here. I mean, investing some in Israel might not be such a bad idea to
Yeah,
make sure there's no control.
especially because we triggered Camp David.
Yeah.
What does that
Now,
do?
Sadat's still looming, though, right? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Sadat is around. What does that poke of
Yeah.
France do? I'm having trouble understanding that poke of France.
Just making him respond in case he has brush war or something. So they trying to get him not to play it for the event.
Okay, and Firat overprotects Cuba, and we do draw Central, where we have Dom. But now, Firat with Headline Peak. We get two favorable scorings, though, and we get Brush. I wonder if Brush could be a hold here, given the Italy
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna say that I think I might headline Southeast Asia. It's not like Cuba's getting brushed.
Yep. We
BBM's already
get
out.
Anton gets all three power cards,
Yeah.
and Salt and Missile Envy, which I
Yeah.
could consider the two sub power cards.
Hmm. Do you
Um,
do assault for Red Scare Purge here?
yeah, I definitely like the Salt event here. Um, you could hold a couple of cards out of the reshuffle. We've stopped Asia Dom. Southeast Asia should be 3 because Decall is gone. Certainly, I don't think there's anything Farad can
Yeah, I
do
mean
about this. So scoring will be even. And then the question is, do we see the big number on Panama? Because that's what's coming right here.
Yeah.
4 Opco on Panama misses. Huge.
Ooh,
Yeah, that would have been a
that's
prime
tough.
brush target for Anton. Now he doesn't have to worry about that.
Hmm. Yeah, so where is he gonna brush here? Um,
That's why
I
I was
mean,
thinking maybe
getting
we hold it.
somewhere in. Yeah, yeah. I mean that does seem good, right? Make sure that Firat doesn't have access to it.
Protect Italy for the game. Now, if we
Yeah.
see NATO, maybe you don't have to do that. Ooh, that's the one card that could
Ooh.
stop Central Dom.
Yeah, well-timed J there.
Yep. And Anton, oh, brutal one.
Ooh,
Anton
another
really
tough
wants these two
one. I
VPs. That hurts.
think just store it. Just get rid of the obligation, probably, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
I think so now. Okay, gonna prep Allende.
Mm.
Okay.
So now Europe after Anton takes Canada, it's going to be 5-5. It's 5-4 at the moment. So Europe is I'm sorry, 6. I'm sorry, 6. It's 6-4 at the moment. So so Anton really is behind in Europe.
Yeah, the other thing, I don't like giving this early Allende with Firat under Brezhnev. Firat should just jam Argentina here. So we do get our Central
Yeah, that
Dom
definitely
back,
makes
which
sense.
is nice. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well now it's gone again.
Yeah, I'm worried about this. I'm worried about this jam of Argentina. Sock Govs.
Mm. Setting up for a brush threat?
Oh,
Or
interesting.
just
Interesting. Assault for one small
hmm.
step.
Huh. Yeah. And that's not bad. Certainly that's nice, but is it better than just getting um Urge or even just ABM?
The other thing is you cannot let DEFCON go to 5, I don't think, and have Italy be at 3 and allow maybe a coup on Italy on AR1
Yeah.
for Firat. So there's
Yeah,
Kennedy.
that's certainly true.
So we're going to play Salt for Ops. I think I would have preferred the event with so much juicy stuff in the discard, but I understand this. This
Yeah.
should just be a jam of Argentina. And that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, taking Laos is good for Firat, but okay, so what's the Asia situation? So it's currently 7 for Firat, so he can take Afghanistan and get the domination back. I'd like to see another influence point in both Koreas here for Firat to really just kind of lock those down.
Yep. Anton also takes Jordan,
Pretty.
presumably because he's thinking about Omit. Doesn't want to allow the
Mm,
Lebanon poke with Omit.
yeah. Or even just a presenceless Dom or something.
Yep. Omit,
Oh yeah, so yep.
Kitchen, Lone Gunman, South African, Cultural, Olympics, Summit. Okay, so a terrible hand ops-wise for Firat. Meantime, we
Yeah.
get Grain. Although not a lot of good pull targets, not a lot of good targets for Grain. We also pick
Yeah.
up OPEC, which is huge. We'll be able to get that out
Hmm. Yeah.
and get that out of the game and out of our lives. That's 5 VPs here, 4 after
Yeah.
Sadat. We can get a coup
Hmm.
here with Grain.
Now, do you play Nixon for the event here, do you think?
Well, we're setting up for a game of China Chicken, right? Because Firat has Cultural.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this is Grain. I wonder if this might be a 5-year plan event. Could be worried about a duck
Hmm.
redraw, but this could. I wonder if this is going to be a 5-year plan event
Interesting.
to further shorten his hand size. Make sure we get China heading into the late war.
Yeah, that definitely does make sense.
Okay, SAU is definitely annoying, but it's not game changing. That's not the one we wanted. We're definitely
Yeah.
behind in battle. Now, why return it? No, 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 no,
I
no!
think
Don't
keep
return
it.
that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Gotta try to
well,
create
our coup would have
problems
missed.
for him. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would have
That's
taken the
a
one up
decent
coup
number
and
of ones.
shortened his hand.
Yeah. Knowing you would roll a 1, it might not seem that appealing, but I think, yeah, you gotta take the risk and make it a little harder for Firat to play this hand, especially if you know his hand is already weak.
Yeah, the issue one there. The issue really would have been if we'd rolled a 2. If we'd rolled a 2, that would have been enough to flip Zaire with a 2 op, but not enough with a 1 op. Any other roll, I think it's fine to have Kitchen. But okay, we move on. I think I would have liked Grain and the 5-year plan event. Just really attack his hand. Okay, so yeah, and that's okay. We're just going to overprotect there. So no problem. We can fix up South Africa, retake Dom. Yep.
Yeah, so the path to victory for Firat here is really going to have to involve some big scores in Europe and Middle East and maybe avoiding South America. Um, but I'd definitely rather be Anton here, but it's not quite over either.
Yeah. So Anton is down big in Europe. He needs to make some stuff happen. Firat is going to have to give up the Pope, so that's not nothing. Firat with a fistful of 1-ops.
Yeah.
Anton could UN flower power and space OPEC.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why he's not doing that. Maybe I'm missing something.
But he looks like he's thinking about just
And not spacing?
UNing OPEC, not spacing, not turning off headline peak. Yeah, I think I like this better and just go ahead and space OPEC. See if we can turn off headline peak. Give us a chance at 3 VPs.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems good to me too. I mean, it's not like Anton has so many things he needs to do with his ops here.
Yep. And will he hit? He will. Okay, so Firat misses, Anton hits. So that's the right scenario for Anton. Now he turns off headline peak. Nice. Each player with 2 DOMs. Central even, and then Asia +2 for Firat. So certainly a close game heading into the late war, I think. Oh, and he's just going to play China. And just lock those countries up. Okay. Yeah, but we certainly couldn't have played Flower Power with brush in hand. Anton's got to have this, and he misses.
Oh.
Huge miss. That would have given him a path to evening up the Middle East. But now Firat with 3 DOMs with Dom in all 3 early war regions. So war games is absolutely a card to keep in mind. Okay, 5-year plan going to hit cultural.
Really for both players.
Yeah, war games for both players. Europe and war games, Asia and war games, South America and war games is GG.
That was a great 5-year plan there for Anton.
Yep.
Hitting cultural.
Yeah, great pull. And even if you don't hit cultural, see, that's kind of why I wanted to use Grain to really shorten his hand, force him to play cultural for ops, or at least play it before Nixon. Now we trigger Nixon for 2 VPs.
Yeah, that
2 desperately needed VPs, I should say.
Yeah, just building up a bit of a lead here, and trying to make it less likely that Firat could have a war games path is good for Anton because, I mean, Firat does still have a path here in final
VPs.
Scoring though.
Take your VPs. Israel doesn't matter. Israel is maybe 1 VP. There we go. Thank you, Anton. Okay, sorry to interrupt you. I cut you off there a little bit. I apologize.
No, it's great. So I was just going to say that Eastern Europe is looking a little bit weak here, and now Anton draws Teardown and also Bear Trap. So what would you go for in the headline?
Yeah, and Warsaw in our ABM, not what we want to see. So this should be a coup into South America, I would assume. No. Oh, and a big one.
Ooh, big.
We still need to coup though. That's the issue. We still have to coup. Because we don't want to give up another coup. Even that one. Giving up you don't want to give up Mexico.
Yeah, I mean, giving up Mexico is tough, but at least setting up those realigns on Angola is really nice because that sets up for Africa control.
Yeah. Okay, and there's Central for 1. Okay, space now. Why not space?
I'm not sure why play terrorism immediately as opposed to either spacing or taking Mexico.
Okay, wow. And Firat with 5. Space now? Can we space now? Oh, we do, and we hit it. Okay.
Yeah, okay, good.
Big sigh of relief there for Anton. Okay, Now, let's also keep in mind, Firat, the higher seed here. Firat hits as well. I don't... Okay, France realigns. Need better than that. Okay, and he does hit. All right, that's not going to change.
Big
That
third
does
roll.
stop Dom. That's big. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry. The one. Go ahead, Max.
No, I was just going to say, not only does that stop Europe Dom temporarily, but that just makes it a lot less likely that Firat will be able to take back the Europe Dom too.
Yeah, so that's definitely important. The one point I wanted to make is that Firat is the higher seed here. So we're talking a lot about War Games. War Games is very much in play for both players. Firat is the higher seed, so he can trigger it at +6 and win the game. So that's something to keep in mind. Anton has got some cards in his hand that he does not want to give up. Glasnost, he could use Glasnost, Coup Angola, get Africa control, but you really don't want to give up those two VPs in this War Game situation. He can also realign Angola for Africa control, but he's got to actually start scoring these controls if he's going to win this game.
Do you give up China here? I mean, you definitely have to give up Marine Barracks.
Yeah, I don't think Lebanon's that important. I don't think Lebanon's that important, so I think it's fine to give up Marine Barracks. This is fine. I do not want to give up Warsaw. I do not want to give up Che. I do not want to give up Glasnost. But we're going to give up two of them, or one and China. Yeah, and I would like to take Mexico back.
Yeah.
Okay, these are huge realigns. Anton hits. So now Africa control. Now he's going to give up the Che event, but that's not too bad. No. We'll lose a couple of non-battlegrounds in Africa, presumably.
Yeah.
Would have liked to see Anton take Mexico back, but I know he had a lot to do. I think that terrorism could have waited. I also think that Asia scoring could have waited. I think Asia scoring could have waited from Firat after the terrorism. Once we knew terror was gone, I think Firat should have spaced instead of scoring Asia.
Mm-hmm. That seems right. Yeah. And I mean, I guess how big a deal was terrorism for the event? I mean, might that have been useful for the ops to try to take Mexico back?
Yeah, it could have been useful for the ops to take Mexico back. Maybe he was looking for a DEF CON situation. Grain is gone. Teardown was in our hand. And I think we've seen Duck already, so there are not a lot of DEF CON cards left, but maybe. Okay, CIA.
Yeah, CIA is good. I might have gone with defectors here, but CIA is definitely good to take away the coup, get to know his hand.
And very important here, again, what I was mentioning, does he have war games? He doesn't. Okay, because if he had war games, we cannot coup. But no war games in Firat's hand, so we are free to take our coup.
Yeah, now, another thing is Anton will certainly want... Well, actually, if Anton coups here with CIA, then Firat can get Star Wars out very painlessly.
Yeah, I think Firat certainly will be playing Star Wars immediately, regardless of what Anton does here. Because he's got a Space Cal, and then it's probably going to hold voice. I think you coup... I want to say Libya. Yeah, you need a 6. You need a 6 here, but you got to coup Libya.
Some tough cards in Firat's hand here. I mean, definitely ones that he doesn't want Anton to have, but it's not like Firat has so many guilt-free ops here. I mean, Anton doesn't have a ton of ops, though.
Yep. And so he does take the coup on Libya. He misses. Now, Firat probably wants to get Star Wars out. He might also play Aldrich. No, he's going to play Star Wars, which is right.
Now, Anton can give up Muslim at least a little later. That should be pretty painless.
Muslim's not really a big deal. Aldrich doesn't have a lot of good cards to get rid of, but we got. So okay, that has to be fixed.
Yeah.
Libs is bad, but we can prep it.
Yeah, that's probably going to space Warsaw at some point, but right, you want to...
Yeah, and there's Aldrich, so that gave Firat the tempo he needed to play Aldrich. This has got to be one small step, I would assume, unless you're going to do how I learned because you're worried about the jack up to 5 at the end of the turn.
Yeah, either would be good picks.
Yeah, we
But
has to be one
taking
small
one small
step
step
because
makes sense.
you.
Yeah, you don't want a chance of getting the four
Yeah,
VPs for
and
Anton.
Anton knows we have. Anton knows Firat has to space.
Right. Yeah. Anton's heart rate getting reasonably high here.
Yep.
Not quite its peak, but it's definitely up there as this
As
game
as
nears its
mine would
conclusion.
be. Anton wants to see these scorings. Wants to see his scorings. Okay, so Firat able to flip over Greece. Normally not a particular. Oh no! I don't want to give that.
Wow, that would
I don't
be
want to give that. I
instead of
would.
spacing.
I get. We can't space libs anyway. So I. Yeah. So libs is fine. Whatever. We can repair this.
Yeah. Why not space Warsaw? I guess.
I would rather space Warsaw. Yes. Jordan doesn't matter. I like spacing Warsaw.
It's not like there's a rush to play libs. I might do that at the end of the turn as well to minimize the chance of Firat doing anything fancy with trying to jam somewhere in Central America. Oh, he has to space as well though.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Firat has to space. Huge space roll. Hits. Okay, we have to space as well. We miss. Oh, that's a disaster.
Ooh.
Firat now gets to discard VOA.
Yeah, that's really nice for Firat. But ultimately, this game looks like it's going to be decided by what scorings come out turn 10.
Yeah, and War Games. Remember, War Games
War
looms
Games
large.
True.
We have turn 10 War Games, just a simple degrade of DEF CON for Firat. Anton doesn't have a path to more VPs here. Early Iran Contra.
Another one for Anton.
Yeah.
You need War Games. Firat's really pulling for War Games here.
Let's see.
But also just...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say also, though, South America and Africa not coming out probably works just as well, but we'll see. I mean, certainly Anton's scorings are much bigger, so if it goes to final, definitely things look promising for Anton.
Let's pretend for a moment that none of the scorings come. Anton is 10 in Africa, 8 in South America. So that Firat is 2 in Asia. Call it, looks like 5, I want to say, 5 in the Middle East, and then another 5 in Europe, plus 6 on the board. If no scorings come, it is just so unbelievably close, and we don't get the scoring. We do not get any scorings. So the question is, does Firat have scorings, and does he have War Games?
Not what Anton wants to see here, but I mean, Junta is certainly a nice thing to be controlling.
Junta's nice, but if you Junta and Firat has War Games, you're eliminated from the ITSL playoffs.
The tough thing about having reformer and socialist governments is you're going to have to space one of them, even though it won't get you anything. Actually, I'm sorry, or play China, which you're actually...
Iron Lady is out there as well. So let's keep that in mind. Iron Lady is out there as well. So we may see that triggered, and then Sakov becomes a guilt-free 3. Anton, I'm sure, wants to play Junta because that protects Africa. He could play Evil Empire, which then gives him a VP and gets him out temporarily out of War Games range. At this point, you are just going to have to hope that Firat doesn't have War Games and that he doesn't have either of his scorings.
I think you got to go for flower power here, right? Because if Firat coups in South America or even in Central, then you can maybe use Junta to try to do something about that. Yeah, I don't want to take the risk with War Games if you don't have to.
Yeah, but the other calculation for Anton is if he doesn't headline Junta, forget about the War Games situation. If he doesn't headline Junta, he's not going to get Africa control. He's going to get Nigeria's going to get cooed on him, and then Africa all of a sudden is only 6 instead of 10. That's a huge 4 VP swing. Junta is also not particularly valuable in an AR. We can't really do much with it in an action round. This is a really hard decision for Anton. I do not envy him here. I really wish for him that the VP track was 5 instead of 6. Anton probably thinking about missile envy.
And that's with NATO.
That's a disaster.
That's tough.
because now Firat can coup, and we can't get
Yeah.
and we cannot get VPs in response.
Yeah, let's see if he has war games here.
Yep.
Mm.
So,
I mean, it's tough when not knowing because Firat obviously could be holding some of Anton's scorings as well. Um, but if Firat is not holding any of Anton's scorings, especially if he's holding one of his own, it definitely is looking grimmer for Anton
I
here.
don't understand the AWACS play. It doesn't stop Middle East Dom. It doesn't.
Small
Yeah.
roll, but enough to stop control. There. Oh, and Firat checking on the rules here
Yep. Yep.
for the ITSL playoffs.
Yep. And Firat knows that he gets that he's the higher seed and he's going to advance. Boy, that's heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. Yeah, Anton is right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they will not have to play game 3.
Oh man. Yeah, so Anton's wondering if Evil Empire would have been enough.
Yeah, and let's see what Firat says.
Well done to Firat here, winning this
On
series.
yeah, and he had Africa.
Oh man. So the Evil Empire headline likely would have done it for
Yeah,
Anton. I mean, it would have been really close though.
yeah. If you assume, I don't understand. I would have completely understood the Junta headline. I would have
Yeah.
completely understood an Evil Empire headline. I'm not sure why we went for AWACS though. Yeah, Anton saying if he has war games, he might more likely to get more VP. Anton also, Firat rather, also has space, so he can space for 4 VPs.
Yeah. I mean, I think Anton's right that there are a lot of ways for Firat to get VPs, but I think I'm still with you. I'm not exactly sure what the AWACS headline in particular accomplishes.
Yeah, I would have been fine with Junta. I would have been fine with Evil Empire. And so, but let's pretend Firat didn't have war games. He had Africa. So let's say Anton scores Africa for 6. So the VP track is even. And let's pretend everything else is exactly even. That puts Anton with 14 on the board, and then Firat with 5 in Europe, 5 in the Middle East, presumably, and then Asia I think would have been another 2. So boy, it just would have been so incredibly close. I'd probably give the edge to Anton. I probably give the edge to Anton because he's the US, he has the final play. But Firat also has the opportunity to space. So Firat spaces for 4 VPs.
Yeah.
That probably is going to be enough. It's so close.
Yeah, would have been a photo finish here, but nice draw for Firat getting war games there. And this was a super exciting set of games. In the second one, just a really interesting case where USSR took and held the early war regions throughout pretty much the whole game. I mean, didn't have a dom in Asia by the end. But despite some threats, he was able to keep those. But Anton really dominating the mid-war region. So you don't always see that.
Yep. Yeah, and Firat saying sorry to end it this way. Firat, I'm sure, happy to advance, but this would have been a really exciting one, a really exciting turn 10, as it was an exciting first 9 turns.
Yeah.
But Firat gets the victory here. He edges out Anton and advances with a win and a draw. So that it was an exciting series. Congrats to Anton on a nice season. Certainly nothing to be ashamed of. Had a great ITSL season and fell just short in this series. Firat moves on to the next round. But I think that's going to wrap it up. So Max, any final thoughts here before we sign off?
No, this was a very exciting series. Thank you so much to Anton and Firat, and good luck to Firat in the next round.
All right. Thank you, Max. So that's going to do it for our coverage of Twilight Struggle today. Thank you to Anton for providing the video. Thank you to Firat for being a good sport. Thank you to Max, you as well, for joining me on commentary. Thanks, in addition to the player, Anton Skott. Thanks to our executive producer, Anton Skott, for getting this all ready for prime time, keeping us on the air and online. And thanks most of all to you for listening. Hope you enjoyed this game as much as we enjoyed bringing it home to you. But until next time, for Max DuBoff, Anton Skott, this is Justin Abramson signing off for now. That was fun, but now it's done. So long, everybody.
I heard a young father, a very prominent young man in the entertainment world, addressing a tremendous gathering in California. It was during the time of the Cold War, and communism and our own way of life were very much in people's minds, and he was speaking to that subject. And suddenly, though, I heard him say, I love my little girls more than anything, and I said to myself, oh no, you can't, don't say that. But I had underestimated him. He went on, I would rather see my little girls die now, still believing in God, than have them grow up under communism and one day die no longer believing